Hello everyone, I'm Arunima from Knit and Otter, and in this video I'm going to show you how to make twisted knit stitches, and we're going to do this in two ways. So there are going to be two different twists, and I already have this foundation row that I made. I'm not going to go into the details of how to make the foundation row or even how to make knit stitches. I have separate videos for those, and I'm going to add a link to them in the description below, so you're welcome to check those out. But I'm going to now get started with the first kind of the first version of the twisted knit stitch. So quick recap of how a knit stitch is made is you find the two vertical bars of the next stitch and you insert your hook in between those two vertical bars from front to back. So we're going to do something similar in the twisted knit stitch, except that we're going to insert our hook from a different angle. So we're going to so in a knit stitch we go right here where this stitch is on the other side of our crocheting hook, a crocheting hand, but we're going to move this vertical bar towards this side, and you see that space right here. It's the same space, but we're going in from the other side. So we're going to insert our hook from here, from front to back, and that's where we're going to make our twisted knit stitch. So that's the first version. So I'm going to show you how to do it. So what I do is I rotate my hook just a little bit so the hook is facing back. I pick up that vertical bar, pull it a little towards my crocheting hand, and then you can easily see that back vertical bar. So you have to insert your hook right next to it and yarn over, pull through. So it sort of twists that knit stitch here. So it's easy to see that there's this little loop. So I'm going to do it again. So turn the hook, pick up that vertical bar, pull it a little, and then find that back vertical bar and insert your hook right there, and then yarn over, pull through. So I'm doing it again. Pull that towards your crocheting hand, find that back vertical bar, insert your hook, yarn over, pull through. So this is this stitch curls quite a bit, so I recommend using a larger sized hook than you normally would, or just you'd have to block your project. Either way is fine, but just know that this curls quite a bit, just like the knit stitch. So I'm going to go ahead and complete this row. So I'm just going to pull and yarn over, pull through, and that's how it's looking. So it's like little loops, and I'm going to keep going. So pick up that, pull, yarn over, pull through. It really isn't that hard if you fall into the rhythm of doing this. Once you know where exactly to insert your hook, it's really easy. Just the last stitch, just as you normally would, by picking up the last two vertical bars, and then make the return pass again like a normal return pass, where yarn over, pull through. So that's chain one, and then yarn over, pull through to all the way to the beginning. So I'm using a 8mm hook with worsted weight yarn, just to give you an idea. So, and this is, I can already see that it's going to curl quite a bit, but I think this hook size is appropriate for this, but I could have potentially gone up another hook size, and that would also work out fine. So I'm going to make a few more rows to show you how it looks. So same thing, pull that top vertical bar and insert your hook in between the front and back vertical bars, and make sure that you don't split the yarn, because in this it's easy to split the yarn because you're pulling the front vertical bar. I've done it multiple times, so just keep an eye on that. This is how it's looking after 2 rows. I'm going to make a few more rows to show you how it looks. So this is how it's looking after making a few rows. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 rows of twisted knit stitches, the first version. And this is the first time I'm making this standalone. I've always used the stitch along with other stitches, but I really like how this is looking. It looks really nice just by itself, and you can see how this is curling a lot. And I know with this kind of yarn I can block it aggressively. Seam blocking works with this, but whatever kind of yarn you're using, it might need some blocking. You could try going up a hook size, but I still feel like you might end up needing some blocking with your with this stitch. Now I'm going to move on to the second version of how to make these. All right, so I have this swatch where I made the first version of twisted knit stitches, and then I now made a few knit stitches to show you the difference. So this is the twisted knit stitch, the first version. These are just plain knit stitches, and I'm now going to make the twisted knit stitch, the other version. So the other version, the second version, is where I'm going to again find the space. I'm going to find the space between the 2 vertical bars, but this time, so the previous one we found it from this side, but this time we're going to pick up this back vertical bar and insert our hook between that back and front vertical bar from here. So pick it up from here and then move the hook across to the other side from that front vertical bar and insert our hook here, so that it's still the space between the 2 vertical bars but coming in from the other side. So show you how that's done. So you pick up the back vertical bar, bring it forward, and then insert your hook on the other side of that front vertical bar and yarn over, pull through. So I'm going to insert my hook here, pull that back vertical bar, and then insert it back on the other side of that front vertical bar, yarn over, pull through. And I'm going to keep going. I'll make an entire row and you'll see how that looks. So that's how one row of twisted knit stitches, the version 2, is looking. So I'm going to make a few more rows so you can see how this version looks. Here, this is how it's looking after 2 rows. I'm going to make 3 or 4 more rows and show you how it looks. So here is how it's looking after a few rows. See that the version 2 is a much tighter stitch. The back, I think, looks very similar. Well, actually it doesn't. So here you can see that the knit and the first version, the back of those both look similar, but the version 2 is very different. And I think I like that as well. It's just a bit too tight, very dense. It's not tight, it's very dense. I can see that there's a stretch here. There's a stretch here also. So it is nice and stretchy, but it's very dense looking, and you can see that the height of these stitches is a lot more than the second version, so it's a shorter stitch. So that's two versions of how to make twisted knit stitches, and I've separated them with knit stitches, so you can see that this is the version with this is the first version and this is the second version. And that's pretty much it for this tutorial. I will have a separate tutorial for making twisted simple stitches, and I will add a link to those in the description below as well. So all the different kinds of twisted stitches that you can make, and I'm going to try and cover them as I encounter them. And so for now, I just know knit stitches and simple stitches and how to twist them. And if you like this video, please like and subscribe to my channel, and you can find a bunch of other tutorials on my channel as well, and a lot of free patterns, a lot of free Tunisian crochet patterns on my blog, so feel free to check those out. And thank you for watching. Bye bye.